Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm talking about Pluto's transit in Aquarius, which is an amazing transit that is set to take place from March 23rd until June 6th of 2023. Pluto will dip back into Capricorn because it has some unfinished business there, and it will return back into Aquarius on January 21st until September 2nd, 2024. It will go back again into Capricorn, and finally, it will go into Aquarius on November 19th, 2024. And Pluto will stay in Aquarius for the next 20 years, which is until 2043 until 2044. So, Pluto is a big dog in astrology. It doesn't play, and it is a planet that seeks truth. Okay, it is not scared of telling the truth. And Pluto moving into Aquarius, and Aquarius is the sign of groups, society. It's a sign that individuates and detaches from anything that does not allow it to grow into its true self. So there's going to be a liberation from the past with Pluto moving into Aquarius. In the video later on, I will discuss how this will affect each sign. But for now, we're just going to talk about just the general themes of Pluto being in Aquarius. I'm going to read an excerpt from Jeffrey Green's book, Pluto and the Evolutionary Journey of the Soul, Volume 1, and what he says about this transit and this energy. So people that have Pluto in Aquarius or in the 11th house have been learning to break free from crystallized and outmoded forms of self-definition as reflected through the composite effect of society, parents, friends, or anything else by which the individual was influenced in his or her early years. So it speaks about the evolution of a person, it speaks about the growth of a person. It's strong Plutonian energy when it's in Aquarius, and it's about identifying yourself as you are without any type of past influence. So liberation and truth is a big focus of Pluto being in Aquarius. Pluto and Uranus are both planets of extremes, right? So they both want change, but they go about change in very different ways. And the summer of 2024 to the summer of 2029, it'll be a trine aspect, and this energy will be very, very supportive energy. So both of them will be talking to each other as this transit of Pluto in Aquarius is taking place. So it will be an opportunity for us to have that growth as this transit is working and moving through Aquarius. The last time Pluto was in Aquarius was in 1778 and 1798. And there was the French Revolution that took place around that time, and many other significant things in history. You can take a look back in history to see what changes were happening around those times to really understand how this transit can also give you an idea of how it will be breaking down structures and rebuilding new structures in society. Now, with Pluto also being in Aquarius, Pluto will be opposite Jupiter in Leo in 2026 to 2027. So it will really set the tone for what will be taking place as well with this transit. And then Saturn will move into Leo 2034 to 2037. And Leo is the polarity, it's the opposite sign of Aquarius. Leo rules our creativity, our childhood, our sexuality, what we identify ourselves on, what we put our heart and soul into. It rules business. A Leo rules self employment and how to make money from your talents and your gifts, how to showcase yourself to the world, and how to then showcase yourself to the world and be supported by others. So there's going to be a big need for belonging with the transit of Pluto and Aquarius. You're going to be learning how to remove yourself and pull away from anything in mainstream that doesn't identify with what you feel that you are. And instead, what you will do is you will try to find like minded people that will support your views, your ways of life, and you may even meet new people that will show you new ways to live your life in ways that you haven't before, that you were conditioned when you were younger. Like I said, influences from your past. So, developing new ideas or ways to relate to yourself and others are going to be something that is very, very prominent with this transit as well. You're going to be forming social bonds with others and like minded people. Subgroups will be forming with this transit. There's also a negative aspect as well, a dark energy to Pluto moving through Aquarius, and that's isolation from society, where the changes that are happening in society or around you may be too much that your mind may not be able to want to conform or change because of the rigidity of the way that you were born, raised, or thought that you were supposed to be, or the way that life is supposed to be. So, because of that, you may see a lot of people withdrawing themselves from society because they do not identify with the world or the environment or the family or the relationship that they are in, and there's no belonging there. So they may withdraw. There may be an isolation from society. Already, Aquarius rules technology and computers and AI intelligence, but Aquarius also rules tradition and religion and finding groups of people that also identify with those kind of beliefs that you do. So you may find isolation may happen in groups of people that do not agree with the way that society is, and those people may withdraw and become very, very rigid in their way of viewing the world that they're living in and not wanting to change or wanting the change that is already happening, the reality, to be what it is. There can also be egocentric desires to separate, where you feel like your way of doing things is the right way. And that may also cause conflict in meeting people or groups of people or friends or like minded people that may help you to grow in a way that will be progressive and very futuristic as well. So we're looking at all of this, and I'm looking at how Pluto will be having conversations with other outer planets as Uranus and Saturn, and how this change is going to happen, whether we like it or not. It really has to do with the way that you consciously want to evolve, and the way that Pluto will be moving through this sign. And Pluto is very slow moving, so this is going to be a long transit. There, those of you that were born with Pluto in Leo generation will be facing an opposition of this transit. And the Pluto in Leo generation set the tone to live from your heart. They started to do things that had nothing to do with mainstream, and they started to go after their passions of their heart. So this may be a transit where what the Pluto and Leo generation started, the Pluto and Aquarius generation will then have an opportunity to set the stage for them to then be able to form groups and alliances, all these different perspectives, these gifts and talents that they'll be able to share with society, because Aquarius is all about society, the group, and detaching your feelings from everything and really seeing how everything can help. How can you help society? So this is going to be a big energy as well. Now, before I get into the signs, if you would like to learn more about Pluto in Aquarius, I would suggest that you read Jeffrey Wolf Green's book on Pluto and the Evolutionary Journey of the Soul, Volume 1. For those of you that are born with Pluto and Scorpio, from the Pluto and Scorpio generation, I would suggest Donna Cunningham's Healing Pluto's Problems is a big book that can help you to overcome your fears that you may have, or your apprehensiveness or concerns about this Pluto and Aquarius transit. Donna Cunningham was an amazing astrologer that really gave a lot of clue details and insights on how to deal with this transit, as Pluto will be giving a lot of tension to your energy. Okay, as soon as it enters, those of you with Pluto in a Scorpio, you will be feeling it. The energy is very subtle, but It's very vibrational. You will feel the energy changing. So let's get into the signs and for each signs, how this transit will affect you in a different area of your life. So for Aries, this will affect you with your groups, your friends, the people that you identify with, the people you associate with, the kind of friendships that you have, the money that you make from your business, the goals that you had when you were young, and have you succeeded in these goals? And if not, what are things that you can do now to then implicate these things for yourself? Now, remember, Pluto is a very slow moving planet. So take your time, Aries. This is going to be a transit of you living your dreams. It can also be a transit of living your nightmares. So be very careful how you use your energy with this transit. For Taurus, this is going to be about your career, your reputation, and your public standing, how you are in the world, the kind of parenting that you had when you were young, and how your parents may have influenced your outlook on your life and what it is that you needed to do to be an adult, as well as the kind of responsibilities that will happen, that will come upon you from this transit. In Gemini, for Geminis, this will be affecting your mind, your mentality, your outlook on the world, religion, philosophy, your way of viewing things, traveling, and how you view other cultures and nations, and all of these things. It can even deal with aliens and extraterrestrial things. I mean, really expanding and opening your mind up to new things. So, really look into that, Gemini. But it can also lead into rigidity and dogma, and really being really rigid and not really trying to change your outlook on things. And that will really may isolate you as well. And Geminis need connection, so this is going to be something you can look into with this transit. For Cancers, this is going to influence your sex, taxes, the trust you have in other people, marriage, your debts, inheritances, family curses that have been in your family for years. You'll be able to look at that. You can also be going through a therapeutic process, a healing process, or this can be a transit that can bring out the ugly in all of these subjects that I just mentioned before. For Leos, this is going to be affecting your partnerships and relationships one-on-one with other people, all type of partnerships that you have, from business to professional relationships. These things are going to be under the microscope, where you're going to be analyzing the relationships in your life, and do they help or hinder you, as well as power struggles in relationships, because Pluto does deal with power, okay, and it wants control. So you may be dealing with people in your life that were controlling, or people that you control may also be retaliating and reacting a certain way. So try to look at the relationships in your life and where you can see that you need to change certain things, or you need to let certain people go. For Virgo, this will be affecting your work, your health, your usefulness, how it is that you are being useful. Are you being useful to people that really appreciate you? Are you being a servant to people that really need your assistance? It can also help you find the kind of work that will really fulfill you. It can also assist you with trying to look at things more psychological, and looking at how your psychological makeup can also be affecting your work and the way that you work, or the way that you are in your everyday life. The downside to this can also be isolation from the world, where you do not want to even leave your home. It can also mean that you can start working from home and feel like you can't deal with the pressures of society. For Libra, this is going to be your creativity, your sexual interests, and your sexuality, and how that you express yourself, your creativity with children. Do you want to have children? Do you have children? The relationship you have with the children in your life, if you work with children, your childhood, and how you're looking at the psychology of the way that you were raised as a child, and how that has influenced the way that you have romantic affairs. This can also be a time where you start to make money from your talent and your skills, but it may be other people's resources that are helping you, where you may feel like you are bound, or you are indebted to those people. You want to work on those kind of things if you feel like that's something that is showing up with this transit. It's a time for you to really show your light and show what it is that you have, and not be afraid of it. For Scorpios, this will affect your home life, your family, your domestic life, and how you feel at home in your own body. Do you love yourself? Do you feel that you give yourself enough energy and nurturing? If you did not get that in your childhood, are you able to give yourself that? Your relationship with your family and how you may feel that your family has a power over you or you have power over your family, and how can you have a healthy family dynamic, whether it's with your parents, whoever raised you, the people that you live with. All of that is under the umbrella, as well as your emotional well-being. How is your emotional state, and how is it that your emotions can get in the way sometimes, or your past emotions get in the way of your current home circumstances or situations, how it affects the people that you're living with or affects the people in your home, as well as your body. For Sagittarius, this will affect your communication, how you speak to other people, how you connect with other people, your sisters, your brothers, your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, your immediate environment, and how you may feel either very liberated from your environment or very trapped by your environment, and how it is that you can learn a new skill or trade or something that can assist you in learning how to communicate better, connect better with people in your life, as well as meeting your tribe, meeting people that fit your narrative and have like minded ideas like you, so you do not have to feel so isolated or so different or eccentric from everyone around you. For Capricorns, this will be very important for you, Capricorn, because this is hitting an earth sign house where it has to deal with your earned income, how you make money, how other people pay you for your talents and your skills. If you are a entrepreneur or trying to be an entrepreneur, how can this assist you? How can this transit help you make more money? You also want to look at your education, how you were educated when you were young, and how did that help you or hinder you? And what can you do now, while this transit is happening, that you can change all of that? What can also happen is you may have a situation where you are receiving money from government, any type of inheritance, any type of loans, grants. You may be dealing a lot with other people's money during this transit. And you may feel very powerful depending on how you're dealing with it in your life, or you may feel like a slave to other people. Example, child support, children, your spouse's family, your partner's family. Things like that can be something that you can feel can have a influence on you as this transit is going through your second house. For Aquarius, this will be happening in your first house of self and physical appearance and your outlook on the world. You're going to be having a closer look at yourself. Some of you may be going through psychological therapeutic transformations and how to break free from your family or the past influences that really conditioned you to believe to believe that you were a certain way. You may also be looking into groups of people that really identify with who you are and how you project yourself into the world. This is bringing a lot of power into your first house, which is going to bring a really beautiful outlook on how you are projecting yourself and how you feel about yourself. You may even get into your body more and start physically working out, changing your body. This is going to be a transit that will affect you the most out of everyone because it is happening in your sign. For Pisces, this is going to be taking place in your 12th house of undoing the things that get in your way. Okay, addictions, whether it's through drugs, alcohol, sex, workaholic, anything that can be an addiction for you, you're going to be having a closer look at that. And this is a difficult transit. I am not going to lie to you. In the 12th house, it can be something that really sets the tone for you to see things that were invisible to you before, and you can help detach yourself from these things to get a healthier outlook where you can feel like you're losing yourself and you have no control of your life. So you really want to focus on meditating, getting quiet time alone. If you feel like your world is spinning out of control, practice time alone, practice self-healing, meditation, things where you're really delving deep into your soul and understanding yourself. Or you may even travel to foreign lands or be in different places that really don't have the same type of outlook on life, where you have to change the way that you are living in order to adapt. So it's going to be a little challenging, but again, with all transits, it's really up to you to decide how you would like to navigate that. Instead of looking at it like it's a hindrance, you want to look at it like a blessing and just be grateful that you are experiencing all of these amazing transformations in your life. So, I'm going to wrap up, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed my interpretation and how this will affect you and your sign. And if you would like to book a reading with me, you can email me at aquilaastrology@gmail.com. Thank you guys very much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.